The year is 2070. The city once called Varakapuri is now a skeleton of its former self. Towering structures of steel and glass scrape a sky perpetually bruised with the colors of twilight and pollution. Jagged lines of electricity crackle between buildings, a chaotic web woven by humanity's unchecked ambition. Drones, like metallic insects with cold, unblinking red eyes, patrol the smog-filled streets below. They enforce a law that has no justice, only control. The air itself feels heavy, thick with the silence of fear and the distant, mournful hum of machinery that never sleeps. People have forgotten how to trust. They have forgotten how to love. They live in a world of pure transaction, where every action is weighed for personal gain and every interaction is a potential threat. In this grim landscape, the people are as broken as their city. They walk with their heads bowed, their faces illuminated by the pale, artificial glow of handheld screens. These devices promise connection but deliver only deeper isolation, feeding them a constant stream of anger, envy, and discontent. The concept of Dharma, the ancient path of righteousness, balance, and duty, has become a forgotten myth. It is a story told by grandparents that their grandchildren now dismiss as fantasy. Temples are empty, their gongs silent. The sacred rivers that once flowed with life now carry the toxic waste of progress. The world has everything it needs to survive, but it has lost everything it needs to truly live. The chaos is not just in the streets, it is in the hearts of every man, woman, and child. Greed is celebrated as ambition. Selfishness is mistaken for strength. The powerful prey on the weak, not with swords and spears, but with algorithms and economic warfare. Families are fractured, communities are walled off, and the very idea of a shared humanity has withered away. The world is a reflection of the human mind, and the mind has become a battlefield. This is a Kurukshetra of a different kind, fought not on a dusty plain, but within the soul of every individual. There is no external enemy to conquer, only the internal demons of our own making. This is the age of Dharma, the reign of unrighteousness. It is a time when the world has become so unbalanced that it groans under the weight of its own suffering. The cycle of life, death, and rebirth feels stuck, trapped in a loop of sorrow and conflict. The people yearn for something more, a whisper of hope in the deafening noise of their existence. But they have forgotten what to even ask for. They stare up at the electric sky, searching for a sign, for a savior, for a simple song that can remind them of the peace they have lost. And in the darkest hour, when all seems lost, the universe always conspires to restore its balance. The time was ripe for a return. Suddenly a new light pierces the gloom, a light unlike the harsh, cold electricity that scars the sky. It is a warm, gentle, and radiant blue emanating from a single point above the city's highest spire. The drones falter in their patrols, their sensors unable to process this unfamiliar energy. The people below look up, their screens forgotten for the first time in ages. The light descends, not with a crash or a roar, but with the soft melody of a flute, a sound so ancient and pure that it resonates deep within their forgotten memories. It is a tune of pastoral fields, of moonlit nights, and of divine love. The sound weaves through the concrete canyons, a river of hope in a desert of despair. As the light touches the ground in the city's desolate central plaza, it coalesces into a form. This is not the Krishna of ancient paintings, adorned in silk and peacock feathers. This is an avatar for the year 2070. His form shimmers with an ethereal digital glow, a body made of pure data and divine consciousness. A radiant Sudarshana chakra, now a spinning disk of brilliant holographic light, floats calmly behind his shoulder. In his hand he holds a flute, not of bamboo, but of a luminous crystalline material that pulses with every note he plays. He wears no crown of gold, but his dark curls are interwoven with filaments of light that resemble the cosmos itself. His appearance is a perfect fusion of the timeless and the futuristic. His wisdom is ancient, but his tools are of the new age. He does not arrive with an army, but with an idea. He does not come to conquer, but to convince. His eyes, deep and compassionate, hold the wisdom of millennia, yet they see and understand the pain of this modern world. He looks at the broken people, the warring factions, the lonely individuals hiding behind their technology, and he does not judge. He simply smiles, a gentle, knowing smile that seems to say, "I am here." The game can now change, the story can be retold. The initial reaction is one of confusion and awe. The city's automated defense systems see him as an anomaly, a glitch in the matrix of their control. The people, so used to fear, do not know how to react to this vision of serene power. But his presence is not aggressive, it is an invitation. The melody from his flute continues to play, and it does more than create sound. It begins to rewrite the code of the city. The harsh red lights of the drones flicker and soften to a peaceful blue. The angry, chaotic advertisements on the giant city screens dissolve, replaced by calming mandalas of light and color. He has returned not to destroy the technology, but to infuse it with Dharma. The change begins not with a grand battle, but with small, quiet miracles. In a sector of the city where rival gangs have fought for generations, two leaders, armed with plasma rifles and shielded by personal force fields, find themselves lowering their weapons. The flute's melody reaches them, and it does not command them to stop. It simply reminds them of a shared childhood, of a time before hatred was programmed into them. They look at each other not as enemies, but as brothers lost to the same darkness. A single tear traces a path through the grime on one man's face. The war for territory suddenly seems meaningless in the face of this profound, rediscovered connection. This awakening spreads like a gentle wave across the city. A corporate executive, about to sign a deal that would displace thousands of families for profit, pauses. The serene blue light from the plaza floods his penthouse office window, and the music touches his heart. He looks at the contract, a symbol of his greed, and sees not power but a great weight of bad karma. He deletes the file, feeling a lightness he has not felt since he was a child. In the crowded data lanes of the net, trolls and propagandists find their keyboards still. The urge to spread hatred and division simply evaporates, replaced by a strange and unfamiliar desire to understand, to listen, to connect. Krishna walks through the city, and where he steps, life returns. The grey, cracked pavement softens, and small, resilient green shoots of grass push through. The polluted air around him clears, revealing patches of a blue sky not seen in decades. He does not perform magic in the old sense. His power is far more subtle and profound. He is retuning the consciousness of the city. He shows people that the technology they created to isolate themselves can also be used to build bridges. He teaches them to use their networks not for spreading lies, but for sharing knowledge, art, and compassion. The city itself begins to heal as its people heal. This is the true Kurukshetra of 2070. The battle is fought for the human mind. Krishna's presence is a catalyst, a divine intervention that reminds humanity of its own inherent goodness. He does not fight their battles for them. Instead, he becomes their charioteer, their sarathi, guiding them through the battlefield of their own inner conflicts. He shows them that the real enemy is not the person on the other side of the screen or the border, but the adharma within, the greed, the anger, the fear. He empowers them to make their own choices, to turn away from the path of conflict and choose the path of balance and peace. The transformation of Dvarakapuri becomes a beacon of hope for the rest of the world. The story spreads not through force but through inspiration. People see a city healing itself from the inside out, and they begin to question their own broken systems. The lesson is clear. Dharma is not a relic of the past, a set of outdated rules from ancient books. It is a living, breathing principle that is as relevant in an age of artificial intelligence and space travel as it was in an age of chariots and bows. It is the universal law of balance, the cosmic order that holds everything together. Dharma is the understanding that we are all connected. The health of the forest is connected to the health of the river. The happiness of your neighbor is connected to your own. The progress of technology must be connected to the progress of compassion. When this connection is forgotten, adharma prevails, and the world falls into chaos, whether in ancient times or in a distant future. Krishna's return in 2070 is a reminder of this timeless truth. He shows that the path to peace is not through more control, more weapons, or more wealth, but through a deeper understanding of our duties to each other and to the world we inhabit. The story of Krishna in 2070 is not just about a god descending to save humanity. It is about humanity learning to save itself by rediscovering the godliness within. It teaches us that the power to restore balance lies within each of us. Every choice we make, every word we speak, every action we take can either contribute to the chaos of our Dharma or help build the harmony of Dharma. We are all warriors on the battlefield of life, and our greatest weapon is our conscience. The choice to act with kindness, to seek justice, and to live in balance is the most powerful force in the universe. Even in the darkest of times, when the sky is filled with electricity and the heart is filled with despair, the song of the divine can still be heard. Dharma is an eternal guide, a map that can lead us out of any darkness. It is the promise that no matter how lost we become, the path back to light, balance, and peace is always available. The Krishna of the future is not just a deity to be worshipped, he is an idea to be lived. He is the symbol of hope, reminding us that we have the power to create a better world, a world where technology serves humanity and humanity serves Dharma.